Hello everybody, welcome back to the Fishman Aquatics YouTube channel. I am Callum.
And I'm Reese.
And this is kind of the revamped, redone...
Fishman Chats.
Fishman Chats is what the series was called, yes. We've had a bit of a break from it. We've kind of reorganised it. We want to do it more of like a podcast of mainly just me and Reese, occasional guests. Because to be honest, there's only like 5 famous fish keepers in the world, and we're running out of episodes.
Yeah, we're going to run out of episodes before we... we're going to run out of people before we run out.
We're going to run out of people. There will obviously be guests. I'm sure Graham will be back at some point.
There's one.
And that'll probably be about
it. We do have other people that want to do it, just getting the time and getting
it's finding the time. It's giving us the time as well, because obviously we're busy. We're in a new location.
Yeah, we're at Top Floor Studios.
We're at Top Floor Studios, just down the road from our fish shop. So this podcast today is brought to you in association by Top Floor Studios. Website in description, if I remember to put it in the description. Also, the Discord server is in the description, if I remember to do that. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and all that good stuff.
There's notes for you that you're going to edit out, aren't
there? Yes. Right, so I've kind of got a list of things that we're going to chat about this week.
It's not going to be an overly long one, because
it's
the
not.
First one. We need to settle
It's not going to be long. It's not going to be like them 2-hour ones that we did in the past. No. It's just going to be like a little kind of meet up, get together, see if anyone actually watches it. No one will probably watch it, but if you do, give us some feedback, let us know what you want to see more of and all that stuff.
Podcast come talk show.
Yeah.
Where we do have topics to talk about, but it is still something you can listen to in the background.
Yeah, it's the water change video.
Yeah, like an awful version of Jonathan Ross, but you don't have to look at it.
And we're not literate.
Yeah, but we can speak normal.
Right. Anyway, so my first thing on my list, I've got it all written down here on my phone, what we're going to chat about. The greetings. The greetings have been done.
I have greeted.
Do you feel like we've explained the podcast and what this kind of is?
Never, but...
No.
It's not
we're not really sure. We don't know what platforms you want this on. Do you want this as an audio-only podcast on other platforms? Do you want this as a YouTube video? How do you want this? Do you want it live? We can do it live. We're currently not doing it live because it's easier. Tell us how you want it. I've explained the podcast now. Fishman Chat. We spoke about Fishman Chats, haven't we? Something's obviously funny over there. Future guests. Ideas needed. Are you ready for the first point? Right, so my first kind of...
You said tell us how you want it.
Tell us how you want it. That's going to be a meme. That's a gift now. Right. Anyway, my first kind of point is what is in the shop at the moment? What have we got in the shop that's interesting at the moment?
We have fish.
We've got quite a lot of cool stuff in, actually.
Yeah,
to be honest,
since our last kind of...
Although every customer coming in tries to tell us we don't have anything in stock, there is actually some cool stuff.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get.
So, aside from when we last filmed, the shop has been rearranged.
Yes.
Things have been reorganised, resorted.
You say that like it's been arranged once.
No, I mean, it's been arranged many times. But currently, what we've done is we've been focusing more on organisation, haven't we? So, we've been doing a lot of going over all the electrics, going over all the airline, just making sure everything works the best and most efficiently it can do, rather than the first time it was put together, which was it just needs to be done. But now everything's really organised. It's taken a good week or so to do it, so the stock has lowered from when we started.
The stock's lowered because we've not had time to order stuff, and it's easier to move tanks around if we don't have fish in them.
Yeah, and it's better to get fully organised when, like, turning air off for 6 hours is much easier to do when there's nothing in the tank than when the tanks are fully stocked up.
I agree.
Because it can go to crap really, really quick. Yes. But everything's organised now, and our cold water section, our more unique fish section.
Unique fish section. Oh, that's staying in.
And our kind of little fancy cubes and the temperate stuff, that's all sorted out. And the big fish as well, we've got plenty of big fish. What we are lacking currently is just some general tropical stuff. The stuff that we don't really
Basic
the
community.
basic stuff that's not really fun.
That's the next order, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Just like your neons and.
Yeah. So we've got loads of fancy goldfish, different sizes, lots of cool ones. We've got the discus. We've got some. I've got a few cool plex. Cool catfish as well. We've got the driftwood cat. We've got the clarias. It's not really cool. We've got the medusas and the green phantom.
Medusa's very cool. The green phantom's very cool.
The medusa's my favourite. I like it.
I like the green phantom more.
And we've got the big fish as well. So we've got the big temensis. We've got all the big Oscars. The big true parrot. Which is cool. That's a really, really cool fish.
Very understated fish.
Yeah. And we've still got a couple of peacock snakeheads left.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got some nice big cool fish. We've got loads of cool stuff.
The barracuda as well.
Oh, the barracuda and the tarpon. Epic. The tarpon's a little irresponsible, but it's fun.
Yeah, but believe it or not, we have people that could genuinely house that thing. We just need them to buy it.
Yeah, there's plenty of people around that can house it. And
at the end of the day, if we end up stuck with it and we end up giving it to a public aquarium,
that's fine.
We'll just give it to a public aquarium. It's just one of the things, isn't it? It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. It's just, I mean, we've never had to do that before, but I don't mind if it would have to happen.
If it came to that, it's just...
Yeah, I mean, we've got to have fun as well.
Yeah, because we're doing this because we love doing it, not because we like money.
Yeah.
Because if we liked money, we wouldn't be doing this.
No, if I like money, I would be doing anything else.
I would still be teaching, but I'm not.
I would still be
the manager of Pets at Home. I know.
I mean, it could be quite easily, but no.
Yeah. So.
And the new rabbit.
Oh yeah, we did get a new rabbit. Yet to kind of name it, we thought about naming it Graham because it's grey and Graham. It's pretty funny. We considered just boxing it up and shipping it out to Graham as a gift.
Well,
without telling him.
as a kind of unwanted gift.
Surprise. Like, there you go, there's a rabbit. Deal with that now.
It's an awkward living situation.
Yeah. But yeah, we have a new rabbit. He's getting on with Polo. Seems to love Polo for some reason.
They're now best friends.
They went for a bit of a phase of
can't talk about
being a bit too into each other. Dominating, or whatever. It fizzled out quickly, like most of them situations do. And that was that. Yeah, so we got a new rabbit, we got some cool fish in, we have actually got some cool stuff in that's worth travelling for, definitely worth travelling for.
Oh, definitely. It's the stuff that you're not going to see.
If you've got the tank, come and get it, because where are you going to find a barracuda and a tarpon? Together, best friends, by the way.
Yeah, best friends.
And we've still got the white line black coast knife, which I cannot believe, because it's such a cool fish. We've had that for... I think that was like the first ever delivery that we got from Ornamental Aquatics.
No, it was before that.
Was it before that?
Yeah, so that white line that we got most recently was from Josh.
Oh, the one that's in?
Yeah.
I thought that was one that we grew.
From Josh.
Oh, that is the one from
That's
Josh.
The one from Josh.
Right. So that must have been like...
Good 6 months.
6 months ago? It was way smaller. It's growing really well. And it's
really tiny when it came in.
Yeah, it was.
And very expensive. And then 3-4 weeks later, they were everywhere and well cheap. I was not happy.
Yeah, thanks, Josh.
Yeah. Fish the grave if you want to give him something.
Yes, you can fish the spam in if you want. Not funny joke. Right. Shall we move on to point number 2? So we've gone over what is in the shop, more or less. Obviously, we've not gone over everything that's in the shop. There's more stuff in the shop.
Yeah, it'd still be a big list.
It would be a big list because it's a big shop. We have a lot of tanks. Every time I look at the lights, I then can't see my phone.
They are very.
They're quite bright,
but they work.
They do. What's your favourite fish in the shop at the moment, and why is it your favourite fish in the shop? I'll let you go first, and then I will kind of...
It's one of 2. Right. No, it'd be quite easy to draw myself over to things like barracuda and tarpon, because they are ridiculous. They're really, like, you don't really come across them very often.
No.
And they are very, very predatory fish.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my 2 favourite is still a massive predator. The other one is just really cool.
Okay.
So it's either the big Temensis bass,
which is very cool.
Which is cool. It's in pristine condition. It's absolutely beautiful.
It's absolutely spotless, that fish.
Or it's the true parrot. Now, true parrots are one that it's difficult to come across a true parrot in a shop.
Because they don't sell.
Yeah, no, they don't really sell very well. No,
They just
don't.
We've
They
had
don't
them.
have much colour.
No one
People
buys them.
haven't got that kind of that collector's mentality that you do with everything.
Yeah.
Like they'll get fakes and stuff, and they'll see the real thing, and they easily want it. It's not the same with a true parrot.
No.
However,
It's so understated.
they're rare to see in a shop, but they're also rare to see at the 10 inches that we got it.
Yeah, I've never seen one that size.
It's absolutely beautiful.
I've never seen one that size. I've never seen Commensus bass that size. I've never seen a true parrot that size, and we've got both of them here.
Yeah, they are. I'd probably say my favourite.
Apart from in like a public aquarium.
Yeah, it would come down to the look of it and say the Temensis, that's my favourite.
Yeah.
But the true parrot
That
is
like red fire on the
beautiful.
absolutely stunning.
What's yours?
I mean, it's pretty obvious that I'm going to say Fred, but he's not really for sale. Fred's my puffer fish. I'm in the process of moving house, so Fred's currently living at the fish shop whilst I move and move a tank. Obviously, he's my favourite fish, but he's not really a for sale fish. I'm probably also going to say the bass or the arowana.
Yeah, but again, that is yours.
It's another one I bought as well. If it's something I'm not buying, it would be the bass.
The bass is really
If I had the room for that bass, if I was Graham and I was building a nest tank, I would have that bass. I would absolutely have that bass because it's a beautiful bass.
needs that bass.
Graham does need that bass. He needs to come and get the bass. He does.
He needs that bass in there.
No. So, your favourite fish was the
Temensis. We'll go with it.
Temensis, or the true parrot cichlid, as a collector's
Very
kind
close,
of.
yeah.
That's the kind of collector's point.
It's the rarer fish out of the two.
It is the rare fish. Although you would think it would be the other way, but it's actually not.
No, more people get Temensis bass just because it's like
It's not the size though, it's the quality. It's rare to get that size and quality of Temensis bass, not rare to get a Temensis bass.
no. I mean, even then, out of all the bass, like Temensis is one of the least like seen. You get like Orinoco's and monos and stuff, and they're bloody boring. Temensis is kind of like the best of the bass in terms of looks, but
It's up there with peacock
I
bass.
don't know. It's just people get bass not because they can house them, but because they want them.
Because they see the word bass and people, it's an instantly recognisable name of fish. They
It's
think,
like most people that get
bass,
stingrays can't
bass.
house stingrays.
no, but they hear stingray and they're like, that's sick.
Yeah,
I
they
want
want it
stingray.
just because it's.
Same with barracuda.
They want it just to say that they have it.
If that barracuda was labelled up as really long red fin tetra, no one would be interested.
It's a pike, really.
No, yeah, it is a pike, but everyone is like, sick, it's that barracuda, It's a good selling point. We should chat more about that.
What names of fish?
Names of fish, because there is some silly names of fish.
Yeah, I mean, even we've said it before about Graham, but even Graham has touched upon ridiculous names for discus. Names just to try and sell them, not because of anything they signify.
No. Yeah, it's true. It's one of my pet kind of peeves when you get someone coming in and it's like, have you got any sharks? I was like, well, technically, no,
Alright.
but I've got some Colombian shark cats and I've got
Yeah.
a silver shark. I've got, but it's
Ridiculous.
it's a selling point. It's a selling point. It's not actually the name of the fish.
No.
In fact, none of the names of the fish that are written down in the shop are probably the names of the fish.
No.
Let's be honest, because they're all in Latin and no one can read Latin. So
Scientific is the term to use.
similar.
No, Latin is only part of the scientific. Then a lot of it
It's
comes
true.
from like Greek and
Yeah.
Italian and ancient French and all that kind of
And it's
stuff.
very literal. It like if you had a fish with a big head, it would be called big head fish.
Stenocranus is blockhead cichlid.
Blockhead, Minecraft fish.
No, it's blockhead cichlids.
Blockhead
So the West African species of Burun cichlids.
Cranus reminds me of
Stenocranus
yeah,
head.
yeah.
Is it? Oh, it's Striatocranus. I think it's Striatocranus.
I'm sure you'll get correct.
But either way, it's Cranus.
In the comments, probably.
I'm not. I never claim
I'm
to know
absolutely awful at
or foreign languages.
theory, if you know what I mean. So theory in anything that I do, I'm bad at theory. So like fish, I can chat about fish all day. I know what I'm looking at, but when it comes to theory, like, oh, what's the scientific name? What exact pH does it need? I'm like, I don't know, stick it in a tank. I don't care. Like, it just doesn't really interest me. Where some people, they love to overanalyze and.
I mean, it has to interest you up to a certain point in order, like.
It has to interest you for you to learn it. Otherwise, you're not going to learn it.
Yeah, I mean, not even to the point of like basic needs. For example, say if the theory of something was a cat needs to drink water, and you thought, well, bollocks, I'm not really bothered about that, and decided to give it Coca-Cola, it will die.
Same, like, there's obviously basic.
I think it was a bit kind of presumptuous. Well, not presumptuous, but kind of in the moment of it to say that what pH does it need? I don't care. Like, you do care because you know what. It's not about
what pH the fish I am keeping need. I don't care. What I mean is what the pH of every fish is. I don't care.
Yeah, you keep fish that go with your tank that you know.
The fish that I keep, I want to know the pH. I want to know everything. Because that's the fish I am keeping, and obviously I've spent money on it, and I care about the fish, and I want to keep it alive. But I couldn't care less if there was some other fish that I'm never going to keep about learning every little thing about it. It just doesn't interest me.
The expectancy to know is worse, though.
Yeah.
Like, just because you work somewhere, people would instantly expect you to know absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And nobody does. Like, it comes down to fine margins with a lot of the stuff.
I can't know everything. I've not got time to know everything. And even if I had the time, I still couldn't know everything.
Like, even the ones that do know a ridiculous amount, those academics that we both know the names of, that know a lot of stuff, they still get things wrong. They still don't know everything. And they are people that have things like eidetic memories and photographic memories and stuff like that. They're not just regular. They are regular people, but
they're not regular people.
They're X-Men.
Yeah, but some people work that way. I mean, I know people that work that way, that their brain just loves to get information and store it, and store so much information, like ridiculous amounts of information, where for me it takes me a good 15 times of you telling me a name for me to even start remembering it.
Well, it's a different types of learning, isn't it? So, I mean, both me and you are very, very what's known as kinesthetic learners. So we learn by doing.
Yeah, I learn by doing.
Like, we're not academic or we're not visual. We have to do it in order to learn it.
No. It's true. It is true. I've only learned what I've learned about fish keeping because I have kept fish and I've made mistakes and I've done it. Although it's always the ideal situation for a customer to come in and want a fish, and I've already researched what they want and what they need and what the requirements are. There will be very, very rarely a customer that's even Googled that they need a fish tank.
Yeah, most of my fish learning now is I'm at the stage where when giving advice, it's usually like fish by family.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Hyphesobricon species of tetra need majorly similar care, hence why they're all in the same family.
Yeah,
like it's a thing. Like most of the I'm trying to think of a random name of fish. Severus.
Yeah.
Easy. They're all exactly the same essentially, just ever so slight differences.
Yeah. Yeah. I struggle with I don't know. I'm just not read up enough on fish. I know everything you need to know. I know everything you need to know is what I know. Everything you need to go to get you by.
See, the thing is, in terms of
I can cure illnesses. I can set up tanks. I can maintain tanks. I know what fish need. The fish you find in fish shops.
Yeah.
That's about as far as my knowledge goes. I don't really claim to be some amazing expert fish keeper because I'm not. Like, it's not even my background.
No, I mean, as your boss anyway, I'd say in terms of kind of general knowledge and general fish care and advice you can give out, I am fully confident in the advice that you give out. And
it's because we say the same thing every day to everyone.
Yeah, but even then, if it was just some random person off the street that thought, oh, it's just a basic job in a fish and it's just retail, then they wouldn't want to know. They wouldn't know. When I go into just everyday stores, the people that work there a lot of the times are just kind of there just to pick up a wage.
Yeah. Which
Whereas there's very, very few shops that I go into that I can confidently say that people there know a lot.
Yeah.
Granted, I will say which shops they are, and I know which shops I would go into if I was a hobbyist.
Yeah.
But I also know which shops I definitely wouldn't go into.
Oh yeah, like, there is a lot of shops that I definitely would not even slightly go near.
Yes.
A lot of them I've been near. And that's how you know to not go near. Is you've been there and you've done it. You've gone in. You've had the experience. You give it a few chances. And it's still not good.
I like how you say a few chances.
A few. But ultimately no shop is perfect. There's flaws in our shop. I mean, there's literally flaws in the shop.
You're just going to stop like that. There are flaws.
There is flaws in the shop. No, but what I mean is there's stuff we could always do better.
Everywhere could always do
But
something
it's just the way it is. No matter where you go, no matter how professional it is, you can go to Blue Planet Aquarium, right? And I've done this, and I could go, that tank needs cleaning, or there's a dead fish behind that rock, or something like that. But I wouldn't, because I know what it's like. It's like, yeah, I know, but I've got 3 million litres of water here. I'm in the process of it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's
all
about priority.
Thousands and thousands of fish. Like,
yeah, it's priority of jobs, isn't
you
it?
will get around to it.
Yeah, it's like when people have said to me in the past, oh, there's something in that tank. There's a dead fish in that tank. I'm like, right, cool, yeah, I'll grab it, and I'll grab it out. I'm never going to go like, I'm not really asked. I'll always grab it out, but sometimes it's just priority of jobs.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm catching out a fish for someone else and someone says, oh, there's a dead fish there, like,
I'm obviously going to get the fish.
I will get it.
Yeah. And if I'm just sat here on my phone and someone says a dead fish over there, I'm not going to carry on sitting on my phone.
No.
Because I have to show that they care. I do care a lot about dead fish. I'm not saying I don't care about dead fish. That's not the point I'm getting at. Because I do care about dead fish, and it winds me up more than anything.
It seems like it happens a lot.
It doesn't even happen a lot. It maybe happens... It does happen multiple times in a week.
I've had it like once in the past couple of weeks where I've missed a fish.
Oh, as in like missing fish, it's really rare, yeah. But yeah, I just need to text Courtney because she's trying to ring me. 1 minute, you say something.
I was thinking I need to kind of look at mine as well. We'll edit this out. Oh. No, I don't need to. I've got a message from Dullstar, the clothing company. That's a bit silly.
I'm not going to edit this out because I'm not going to edit this video.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Whatever gets said, gets said. Fish shops have dead fish.
It's inevitable. We
It's
deal with
inevitable.
thousands of fish in a high-stress environment for fish.
Hundreds, it's thousands of fish a year.
The only thing that we can control is the amount. It will always happen. It's inevitable that people will, like, you will open up your shop and the first thing you do is the dead check because you know there will be something.
It's the first job of the day.
We keep fish in a way that you're not supposed to keep them at home. It's a high stress environment.
You're not supposed to keep fish
in general.
Let's just put the statement out there. You should not keep fish. It's unnatural, so it's never going to work. You're always going to be fighting nature. You're always going to be fighting.
The act of wearing clothes, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's not easy because it's not right. Do you know what I mean? Like it.
I just sort of thought then, like, so if I stripped down on this video now, then I imagine myself stripping down and sat in a position that I am, and I thought about like one of those little water bears, you know, that can survive anything that you see. That like. Those fat little water bears.
Sure. Right. To our next kind of
non-naked water point.
Non-naked waterbed point. Don't know why I went quiet then. I'm just trying to.
All you've got to do is read.
Yes, no, I need to open the thing and actually read it. Right. So our next point is kind of non-fish related, just kind of a general. What is going on? Like, not necessarily with the shop, but like what is just going on in, not on the news, because we're not chatting about that at the moment. What is going on in the life of Reese and what is going on in the life of Callum? Obviously not getting into too much kind of personal stuff because...
You mean other than... So what's going on in terms of... So exclude the world falling apart.
How do you feel?
We've not got enough time for that. I mean,
This is going to be a long video. It's
no,
not that
let's be honest. No one wants to listen to two guys chatting about how we feel.
No.
But it's not a dumb thing.
And we don't want to listen to it either.
No, I mean, we would happily listen to each other, but like, I don't know. It's just one of those topics on a thing that's like, oh god, weakness. You want to know about weaknesses?
It doesn't have to be about weakness. You want me to go first? I've got a couple of points about things that are happening in my life that are not weak points, they're just things that happen.
Okay.
So it could be as simple as like, oh, I'm going for tea tonight. I'm not going for tea tonight. I can't afford it.
I got excited then. I want food.
Yeah, I want food. So...
Are we going to have to just go Sainsbury's and get like sandwiches?
Sandwiches.
No, Sainsbury's sandwiches are shit.
Just like chocolate and stuff. Anyway.
Oh, I need some Watsits, the flaming hot ones.
That would
giant
be
ones.
nice.
They're good, but last time we had like a full packet of them. Like, I hate the fact that supermarkets lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
They say sharing crisp.
Who shares crisp? Who shares anything?
Big piece of sharing. Fuck off.
I don't think it's going to happen.
So what's happening with you, Colin?
What's happening in your life, Reese? This was kind of the topic that we were on.
We've ranted about supermarkets.
There's a few things happening. I'm moving house. Moving to a bigger house. I get a garden. I get a shed. I'm looking forward to having a shed. Because fish. Yeah, I'm moving house, which means moving a big tank, which I'm not looking forward to. But we've got a van, and we're going to do it.
Oh, sorry, I'm going to be engaged. I need to be engaged in conversation.
No, this is really weird now, though, isn't it?
It's a little bit odd.
Yes.
I've heard this story many times.
I'm still running Tidy Tanks. Tidy Tanks is actually doing really well this year. It's had the best year it's ever had, and we're in March. Tidy Tanks is doing amazing. I will show you a picture now of a tank that we recently did, because it's going to pop up on the screen here. Here it is. There it is. This is a 10 foot, I think 3 meters, 10 foot.
Yes.
Yeah, 3 meter long, 10 foot tank.
Or just shy of 10 foot by about 6 centimetres.
Yeah. I was in that thing placing the ornaments. Unfortunately, the client wanted plastic stuff. The rocks are real. The gravel's obviously gravel, but it's white gravel. And fake glowy coral.
Either way, you have to work to client specifications.
Either way, I had to work to client. It was a very odd and peculiar job. It was.
Just hope they don't watch this.
It's just not something that I do regularly. I mean, I had like an architect there with me telling me where to place rocks in a fish tank. I had an architect for designing the fish tank and the fish and everything. I had plumbers. I had
designing the fish.
Carpenters. Yeah, he physically designed the fish. Heiko social.
Rocco social.
No, so yeah, it was a bit of like a surreal kind of wow. I thought I made it for a minute, but didn't.
How do you feel about that?
I feel awful. No, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, to be fair. I had a lot of fun. Me and Andy did it. It was great. We had fun with it. It's filled up now. It's currently cycling. It's pretty much cycled now. I think they're wanting discus, so Graham will love that.
Fucking up, so because I bought some.
Yeah, but I think they want discus. I advise them against discus, but they don't care.
That's why I bought some.
They've never kept discus before. They've never kept fish before, so I thought discus is, but whatever you do, whatever you want to do.
That's why I bought some.
Yes, hopefully they will go in there.
That's why I bought some.
Yes.
My stuff's gonna sound very bleak in comparison to yours. Like my day-to-day thing is like I like work my arse off every little reward in terms of the shop, and then I do dad stuff. I mean, it's not bad. I enjoy it. I everything I do every day. I enjoy. I love doing what I do. It's just it sounds like when you're trying to tell it as a story, it sounds very mundane and monotone.
It's also exhausting. Dad stuff is exhausting. I've recently figured out that dad stuff is exhausting.
I've got 4 kids.
It's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. I mean, the other day, we had a difficult night with the baby, and then at 2:30 this morning, the other day's morning, not this morning, yesterday morning, I could hear the sound of a bath running. I was like, "Who's running a bath at 2:30?" Turned over, Courtney was still in bed. I was like, "I'm being robbed. Is someone robbing my bath? Maybe, I don't know."
It's me.
So I sent Courtney in, obviously, because I'm not gonna get stabbed. And the basically my tank, the FX4 underneath, one of the FX4s, 2 on it. The nozzle which squirts the water, separates the water out the end, the spray bar kind of thing, had come off, and the pipe had gone up and just sprayed half my tank, which is just over 300 litres of water, around my living room.
That sounds like fun.
2 weeks before I'm hoping to get the deposit back for keeping everything tidy. Yes, so and then the baby cried for the rest of the night. At 7 o'clock I went to Wicks and got a wet and dry back, and I spent the morning hoovering the carpet, and I went to work and I spent the evening hoovering the carpet, so that was really exciting.
Miserable. Sounds miserable.
Yes. And I'm probably going to hoover it some more tonight, because it's still damp.
Yeah, to be fair, you just keep windows open.
Yeah, windows
Heating on, windows open.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be expensive.
It's going to cost me about £1 million.
But it'll cost you less than you deposit.
Yes. I mean, probably not looking how things are going at the moment, but yes. Yeah. So, yeah, that was my life the other day.
Just your whole life in one day.
I mean, I didn't even solve the problem when I got up at 2. And so, I mean, I just went in and turned the tank off at the wall and went, "I'm dealing with this tomorrow. My fish can go cold." There was no fish in it. There was one Pictus catfish in
To
it.
be fair, you had another filter running anyway.
There was another filter running. I had one Pictus cat in there. I can't catch him. I need him out, but I just can't catch him. So he's just in there as a permanent thing now. So everything was fine. Fred and stuff are all at the fish shop. So
Luckily.
yes, there was no losses apart from my carpet and my living room.
In
And Soul and 50 quid for a wet and dry back and a night's sleep. But apart from that, there was no
and
losses.
confidence in your filter.
And confidence in Fluval had once again vanished.
Yeah, so you lost nothing apart from everything.
Apart from most things in my life, yeah. Luckily, no one drowned. That was fine. Yes. Carpet was squelchy.
Swatch carpet does not funny though.
It made a noise and everything. But now we have the issue of if you accidentally walk into the front room with socks on, you've got wet feet. You have to wear shoes in the house. It's very odd. Has anything exciting like that happened to you? Has anything that amazing happened to you? That painful?
What did I do the other day?
Did the kids dress up today? World Book Day?
No, but I did do something silly. I panicked that I was dropping my cup,
Okay.
but I wasn't dropping my cup.
Right.
But I did the whole grab my cup and then spill it on myself.
So basically, you just took your drink on yourself. Essentially.
It's like I was in Gloucester the other day with Eva, and it was yesterday, and for some reason I thought that the chair was tipping backwards, so I panicked and bolted forward and went to grab the chair, but the chair didn't move. It hadn't moved. I just looked like a fucking nutter, just angrily grabbing my daughter's chair.
Right. To be fair, it does have that effect. Just the kind of stress of life. Just
I've just been doing weird stuff. Like, I don't know. I'll think I'm falling over when I'm laid out. I'm jumping at random things that aren't really happening.
You should get your blood pressure checked.
Probably.
That's
what happened with the TV. Like, I thought the TV was tipping, but it wasn't. It was the camera on the TV that moved, and I shit myself.
Yeah.
I jolted forward to try and grab the telly. Nothing. It was fine.
No. Maybe get like an eye test or something. Or like
Just general test.
just a general check over. Just going for a service maybe sometime.
Yeah.
Yes, that is odd. It's very odd, in fact. Although we all do them silly things. The whole walking into a room and going, why am I in this room? And then leaving the room and then realising why you need to be back in that room, and then you go back in that room and you're like, why am I in this room? We all do that.
I blame mine on dementia that I don't have.
I blame mine on
At least I don't think I've got it.
just...
Can't remember.
I think it's just a male thing, I think.
No, I had this conversation with your father-in-law today.
You do?
Yeah, I just can't say it on camera.
Oh.
To do with youth.
Is it to do with inappropriate things?
Yes.
Moving on.
Anal. It's not.
I don't know why you were talking about that with my father-in-law.
It's a topic that always comes up. It's one of those kind of...
No, it doesn't.
It's like driving lessons.
What?
We do a lot of theory,
Elaborate.
mostly practical.
Wait, what we're talking about again? Right, that's yeah. What's annoyed you today? Something's annoyed me today. Something happened today. I went shopping today. It really did my head in. Something or someone annoyed you today.
Yeah.
Oh, don't say me.
So people came in the shop.
Right.
That's it.
That's okay. Moving on.
Well, it's just some family came in and I saw them wiping name tags of things that are written in glass.
You wrote in glass. That's quite impressive.
I wrote them on the glass and like just doing it just for sake of being destructive and being little knobheads. That pissed me off.
It's frustrating because it's one of the worst jobs writing all the names on the tanks.
Yeah, I wish I didn't have to.
No, it's frustrating.
Someone came in
LED
and
screen.
asked for the stuff that you put in water. That was a long conversation.
Just the stuff you put in.
Stuff you put in water, yeah. I was like, what do you use it for? He's like, oh, you put it in water. I was like, which water do you put it into? It's like, just the water. Like, he was literally giving me as little information as possible. And then it turned out he needed water conditioner.
Yes.
And they wanted stuff to make your water blue.
Right.
Which turned out to be medication. He's been putting that in for a while.
For any reason?
No reason. Just he liked blue water.
Never
thought about blue light.
No. Yeah. If you like blue water, if that's your kind of thing, advice from Mr. Fishman himself is buy a blue light. Don't just keep putting methylene blue in your tank.
Oh, and someone else came in and was like, those two fish that I bought 3 months ago, one of them died after 30 minutes.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Why were they timing?
I don't know if it was a statement at the time or whether it was something that he wanted to lead on as a conversation starter, but it turned out it was a conversation starter where he wanted me to offer him something.
Did you know what fish it was?
He did not know what fish it was, he did not know the price of the fish, he did not know where the fish were, and then it turned out it wasn't 2 fish, it was 5 fish.
Oh.
So he doesn't know how many fish it was.
Right.
But he also
something happened 3 months ago.
Something happened 3 months ago that he wants me to fix. I'm not too sure what. He could have hit his finger on a nail. Like, it could have been literally anything.
Something happened 3 months ago.
But for future reference, for anyone watching at this point,
yes,
if something dies after you buy it,
as in fish, not just people.
I mean, yeah. Why are you buying people? Prostitution is a thing, to be fair.
No. No tangents.
No. Provide some form of evidence, pictures or videos or something, just to give someone an idea. Like, we live in an age where you can't just take someone's word for it. Like, I could walk down in the street now and say I'm homeless, give me 20 quid, and if someone took my word for it, just give me 20 quid. But I'm not.
Yeah, and it's more of a case of, right, okay, so something's happened bad. How can we solve this? What's happened?
Yeah,
it hit its head on the way down. Oh, my ammonia is high. Be honest, don't just lie to us.
I threw the bag at the tank.
I threw the bag at the wall. It doesn't really matter. Just tell us what's happened.
A lady did ring up and say the fish, somewhat like a fish died before it got to the tank. It was still in the bag.
Right.
Okay. It's a freak. That's a freak accident.
Yeah, we'll sort that out. That
has happened to me like just a couple of times in nearly the 4 years of owning Fishman Aquatics where that has happened.
Yeah, it's
Literally
really
a couple of times.
it's a rare thing, but some fish just don't like travelling. It's just the way
Yeah.
it is. She might have been swinging the bag around her head. Who knows?
I'm not going to know, but I can't prove that she didn't do that either.
No, but she brought in evidence. To be fair,
She brought in pictures.
she had pictures. We generally, after a water test,
Thought that it died in the bag, so it's pointless.
down the bag is pointless. And also, by the way, when we say, "Can we test your water?" when you say, "Oh, I've already done that and it's fine,"
It doesn't matter.
and then when we say, "Okay, what were the results?" and you say, "Oh, everything was fine,"
That doesn't matter. Could not give less of a shit.
okay.
Like, I'm asking for a water sample.
If I say bring in a water sample, or when someone says, "Oh, my fish are dying," do you know why? I wouldn't know without a water test. This is a conversation I have daily. I wouldn't know without a water test. Oh, I've tested my water, it's fine. What were the results of the water test? Oh, I don't know, it's all just fine. It's like, right, well, I'm going to need to test your water so I can find out why your fish are dying.
Yeah, I did on Saturday. Someone came and said, "Oh, why are all my fish dying?" So, I don't know. Oh, I thought you were supposed to be good. Thanks for the information.
He's some sort of mystic fish. The fish whisperer.
Let's look into my crystal tank.
Crystal tank.
Fucking hell.
Look into my crystal balls. Well, yeah. So yeah, this kind of leads us nicely on to the whole customer interactions kind of segment.
Yeah, just your bread story to tell.
Yeah, my bread story. I have had a good one. Level 2 Oldham stuff. This is so. I was preparing the big tank at the front of the shop for some new fish that were coming in. I was cleaning it out, and there was a couple of families walking around the shop, just kind of browsing. I'd already had a chat with them. They wanted to browse, whatever. So I got on with cleaning the fish tank. I then noticed it kind of quiet, so I was like, that's weird. So I walked around the side of the big tank. I don't know if you kind of know the layout of the shop, but we're on the side where the metal racking is, and just to go and grab something from the desk. As I was walking past the metal racking, I noticed a piece of bread in a fish tank, right? So I thought, how odd. Maybe Reese has dropped his sandwich in when he had his lunch yesterday. I thought, that's the weirdest thing I've seen. Whatever, I'll fish it out. Got on there, fished it out.
I got that new sandwich today for breakfast. That's exciting.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it. Anyway, so fish this piece of bread out, and then I looked down the line of tanks, and I noticed that all of the tanks had bread in. So this line of tanks had bread in, like all of them. It was like 10 tanks, all with bread in. So I was thinking, what has Reese been doing? My first thought was, what has Reese been doing? What is he doing? And then I thought, oh wait, this can't be Reese. This is just ridiculous. Why is the bread in all the tanks? So I thought, right, something's obviously going on here. So I got a net, I fished it all out. I went and buy the till. I was like, something's going on. And then I noticed this family, and there was a girl with a piece of bread in her hand. And I thought, I'm just going to sit and watch this for a minute. I don't know, she was going around the fish shop, ripping off pieces of bread, feeding it to the fish. So all the tanks were full of bread. So I go up to them and go, excuse me, sorry.
Fuck you!
I didn't say that because we're children. I said, excuse me, sorry.
I fucking would have done. It would have been so shocking.
Said, excuse me, sorry. I don't mean this to come across a bit odd, but are you putting bread in my fish tanks?
So you were polite enough to say to them, like, you don't hope that what you say comes across odd, not the fact that they're going around shops feeding bread.
Yeah, right. So I said, are you putting bread in my fish tanks? At which point another customer stood by a bay, heard this kind of snippet of information, turned round and went, what? And then looked at me and went, so I went, and I said, are you putting bread in fish tanks? To this girl. I mean, she was probably 13 maybe. This isn't young children, this is competent children. They were with their dad. I said, are you putting bread in fish tanks? She looked at me in silence. And I looked at the dad and went, are you putting bread in fish tanks? She went, no. And I said, well, I just watched you put bread in fish tanks. why are you putting bread in fish tanks? And then the dad goes, oh, I can't take them anywhere. And then they just walk out of the shop.
Like, see, it's one of those things that you can't even be fully angry at.
So and then I kind of sat down and pondered this situation. I rang you instantly because it's hilarious. And I thought, how do I cope with this? How do I deal with this? What do I even say to these people? Is this funny or is this a serious problem?
I mean, it is fucking hilarious in the fact that it's so outlandish that it's actually happened.
A lot of things have happened in that fish shop that are just odd. But, as in like, fish being in one tank one day on one bay and coming in the next day is in another tank on another bay, and we're like, how has that happened? But people going around the shop,
I've never known it.
feeding the fish bread. These were chunks of bread around this kind of size. This was not little sprinkles. This was plonk. There's a piece of bread. Yeah, like they're feeding the ducks on the canal. So I was going around. I had this customer waiting to be served. I was like, 1 second, I just need to go and get bread out of tanks. I was going around with the fish bag, doing my dead check, scooping out bread from aquariums.
That's fucking ridiculous.
It happened.
It's hilariously wrong.
It was one of them. We have a channel on the Discord for customer interactions that are a little bit odd. So if you click the link in the description, you'll be able to see some of the very odd customer interactions. But yeah, that's up there. It's up there.
Am I supposed to be recording my weird ones?
If you want to stick them on the Discord, you can. I've been sticking stuff on the Discord that I find particularly hilarious.
I never record them.
I've got a full list. I could talk you through some of the things we've been through.
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
Leave it for Discord.
Yeah, because it'll kind of make people want to go over to Discord, and it also provides us
Fingers crossed
with more content next week.
If there is a next week.
Who knows at the moment? Yeah, so that happened.
Sounds. You always get fun days.
There's this bit of a thing where I seem to just get the weirdest customers, just the weirdest stuff.
You do get really weird shit. I get annoying stuff. You get weird.
To be fair, my favourite, my favourite was from a customer called Megan. I'm going to shout her out because she knows she's silly. We know Megan well. When she asked if, when you take water out of an aquarium, do the fish go down with the water, or do the fish just start levitating?
Oh, I wasn't there for that day either.
So she assumed when you took the water, the fish would stay still, and the water would come down. It's like, no, the fish come down with the water. So she was panicking about this. She was like, how do I take water out? Do the fish levitate, or do they come down? So
They Looney Tunes it.
The
water goes down and go,
and the legs go like
the fish goes,
and then they go plop. Yeah. So I was asked if fish levitate. I've been asked multiple times if you require a fish tank for these fish. Yes.
Oh yeah, I thought it would just live in the bag.
Oh, but I hate it when I'm just going to keep it in the bag. What are we going to do with it? I don't really know. Put it in the sink or something. Oh, it's just. Do you remember when we had a door-to-door fish salesman going around?
I'm pretty sure it was someone from a fair. Like, he had to be someone from a fair with undone, like one goldfish.
One goldfish. There was a.
Just going around door-to-door with a bucket of fucking goldfish.
And selling them to children. And then we had lots of parents coming in saying, "This guy has sold my child fish. What do I do?"
My biggest concern would be the idiots that buy fish. Like, if there was that, like, based on what the amount of stories we got from that,
yeah,
it would be much easier for me just to go around with a few buckets of fish and sell them. I'd get round at so many.
Yeah,
because so many idiots decided to buy random goldfish.
You could just walk in the pub. Yeah.
So many people bought fish off this random guy with a bucket.
Yeah, so that happened. It's just one of the many things that happens in the land of Oldham, which is a wonderful, magical place. What next point? Just to kind of come off subject slightly. We've got a couple more. We're nearly there. We're hitting that kind of 51-minute hour mark. We're going to get to that hour point, which is good. Let's kind of call it.
We'll get better at refining.
Get better at refining and less
Refining
refining and less rambling is what I'm trying to say, which is hard to say.
I will. You will.
I will get better at less rambling.
I am here for rambling.
You're here for rambling.
You're supposed to keep me in check, and you've not done that today.
Well, I'm always going to have to edit out the really inappropriate parts and the...
It was going to get to the point. I'm always going to have to edit out the. He did it again.
51 minutes. Right. We said something inappropriate again, so I'm going to have to edit that out.
So you're just going to say, I'm going to have to edit out the. Reset something inappropriate.
Right. My next point is kind of up and coming plans for the shop. What do you want to achieve?
So first off would be survival. That would be a good
Survival
and a salary. That would be quite nice.
So
They're my aspirations are to take some money home.
if we could just make it through the year, I'd be like,
Yeah, we have plans. It's been a perfect storm of being on a high street, going through COVID.
Yep.
If we were in a more residential area, we would have absolutely flown through COVID. It would have been easy. But being on a high street, no one wanted to go into town centres.
No.
It was a perfect storm of things not working out well, and then a council deciding not to help at all.
Yes.
So yes, we have been through the perfect storm, something that should close the business down, and we are currently here still-ish. Yeah, I mean, we just need to stock up the shop again. That's pretty much it. We need to get back to the point. Like it's easy to maintain a level of stock. That's easy, but getting up to that level is difficult because it's pure profit that goes into building it.
Not having other things to pay as well.
Yeah, well, it's just pure profit. Like as soon as we do fish, say we did £3,000 worth of fish in a week.
Yeah.
Topping that up is going to be around, or topping that up in the overheads and stuff. You have to kind of take into account for just for half of that.
Yeah.
But
that obviously doesn't include bills.
No.
That's just fish. That's just fish.
Yeah, but you've got to use the remaining profit to fill up some more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, granted, you're going to have a quiet week next week because that's the way it works.
Yeah.
You do all this good plans and growth and stuff, and then it just goes.
And there's only so many people, and people don't buy fish every week.
Yeah.
You have busy weeks and you have not busy weeks. You have busy days and not busy days.
Yeah, it's just keeping hold of that stock, getting that stock up. Because even if you don't sell anything that week, your bills don't stop that week.
No. And the fish still needs to be fed, and the electric still needs to.
Unless you've got loads of income and finances to just keep pumping into stuff.
Yeah.
Maintaining a high level is difficult, but it's easier to maintain than it is to build.
Yes, it's very tricky, and to be fair, we've struggled.
Yeah, like, at the minute, there's empty parts of the fish shop, and if you look at things on a whole, maybe we're at 70% stock. We're not 100%, but the stock that we're missing on is the main wall. The stock missing on there. It's just not condensed down, so it looks like there's a lot of empty tanks. But the other 50% worth of tanks is full, and then the 20% of dry goods is full.
Bearing in mind, we probably have over 5 times the amount of tanks as any other fish shop in the area. So if we were in a standard,
we've got double the amount of tanks that we did at the start of COVID.
Yeah.
So basically, we've not actually lost any.
We're not
stock.
less fish. We have more tanks, so it's harder to stock the tanks, and we have bigger tanks that are harder to stock.
Yeah. We just need to build it again.
Whereas a tank previously would have held 50 neons, it now can hold.
Oh, those ones about 250.
Probably about 250 neons, if not more.
Yeah.
So it's harder to maintain that stock level. It is hard, and we're not necessarily making any more money. We're getting by as we always will. But
it's regrowth. It's just regrowth after COVID.
It
just seems that there's global event after global event that just makes things tricky because we have a trade that requires supply lines to countries to have a nice poo.
I didn't go for poo. I went to sort the camera out because it went off.
That's what you tell all the ladies.
Yes.
My camera went off.
My camera went off.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I think.
Our kind of recent YouTube uploads, what has been going on with YouTube and us in general. Obviously we went quiet for a bit. Why did that happen? What is the kind of plan going forward? What's the aim for the year? Like, what is going on with YouTube and us? What is happening? What do we want? Do we even want to do YouTube anymore? Should we just quit YouTube? What do you think?
Did we both just do that in unison?
Yeah,
That's unscripted.
We're not quitting YouTube. We don't want to quit YouTube. It's just me being silly. But
I would love to quit the effort.
Yeah, this is the thing with YouTube.
But no, so if our CCTV and stuff in the shop had like audio and things like that, we would have an incredible channel.
You've Been Framed would be packed of videos of us just injuring ourselves.
I nearly took my eye out on some hooks because I was walking. I bent down too far, a hook went right bang into the eye. But the rubber tipped, so I was okay.
Yes.
The hooks had condoms on. Yes.
Yeah. So the plans for YouTube are obviously to carry on, but it's very difficult. Reese is obviously running Fishman Aquatics. I'm between Top Floor Studios, Fishman Aquatics, and Tidy Tanks, alongside of having about 1,500 children between us, and just life in general. Reese travels far to come to the shop. It takes him a couple of hours every day. There's just so much stuff going on.
It's time consuming.
To concentrate a lot of time into something that doesn't make us any money.
When you go back to full time, it'll be a bit easier.
Yes, it will be easier
because we are now so used to doing so much work on our own.
Yeah,
that having two of them there would be ahead.
Which is I've been part time for a bit whilst the baby's been born and stuff. So I'm going to be going full time, which will obviously allow more time for the YouTube stuff, which is why you've been seeing more YouTube stuff. And ultimately this year we'd ideally need some more staff in the shop, so that would also free me up for more YouTube stuff on that as well.
Yes.
And getting YouTube to kind of that 1,000 sub mark where we can start making a little bit of cash off it is going to make it easier for us to put more effort and time into making videos, because it'll be worth it for us.
Yeah, YouTube is more your thing.
It's not about making loads of money. It's mainly about documenting the shop and kind of just us. But it's easier to put time into something when you're getting something back, because we're not really.
Yeah, it's just one of those things again that you need to remember to pick up the camera to do things. Like we do things every day that could be done as content. Like we talk about fish to customers that we could upload as videos.
Yeah.
We talk about setting up tanks and everything that everyone needs to know. Yeah. We do it all day, every day. It's just.
I always kind of think that is it worth the effort putting in all this time, making a video about it and making the job I'm doing actually twice as long, and I could just get it done. I mean, when I set up that 10-foot tank, I thought I could make a pretty cool video about this. But it's effort. I'd be delaying a client's time. I'd be delaying my own time. I'd be making a day job maybe into a 2-day job, and that's not including editing the video. And it's like, is it worth it? What do I gain from YouTube? I get to chat to a few friends, but I don't really gain anything from it.
No, and when we do videos during working hours, I'm paying wages, I'm paying time, sacrificing customers to do something that doesn't gain.
Yeah, and ultimately when a customer walks in that shop, my time is on that customer, not on editing videos.
No.
And if customers keep walking in the shop, I don't have time to edit the video, I don't have time to load the video.
So hopefully we never have time to do videos, because it means we're constantly busy in the shop.
Yes, but we want to do videos because we enjoy doing videos.
Yeah.
And we enjoy the community, and we enjoy chatting to you guys, and we enjoy making friends, like Graham and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's fun. And we would love to do this on a more kind
By
of...
enjoy making friends, you mean that one?
No, but there is a small group of us now, especially during kind of the Aquarium Adventures group. There's people that I would never have spoke to in my life. There's like Graham, there's Jennifer, there's some other people, which I'm not just going to shout out.
You said one other person.
Yeah, Jennifer. But
no, it's not one person. There's Jennifer.
There's Jennifer.
So even my wife likes Jennifer.
But there is lovely people that are in the hobby and are genuinely passionate about the hobby, like freshwater ichthyology and Sharpies Aquatics and Chow with Lau and Simon. I don't know if he's got a channel, but Simon. And there's loads of people like that I would never even spoke to in my life, but now I know all these people, and it's just gold to get to know people and find out what people are doing. And because sometimes you feel like you're the only person that's into this hobby.
It would just be nice if you did see these people and you actually knew who they were and recognised them.
Yeah, but
that would be nice.
I know for a fact that any of these people would come for a drink in the pub if they lived close enough, and it kind of bridges that gap between hobbyists, but we never really got to see true hobbyists all the time in the fish shop because, let's be honest, 70% of the customers are noobs, which is fine, and that's what we want because that's how everyone starts out. But it's nice to chat to people that are passionate about the hobby. Just intelligent conversation and stuff. Not that much of our conversation is intelligent. But
No, even within each other, with each other, it's not intelligent conversation. It's
no. And how many times a week do we get to have a conversation about just stuff? Rarely.
You're making things sound very depressing.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like,
it's good to have virtual friends, but we never get to speak to real people.
No, that's true. It does sound a bit sad.
It does.
I'm not saying I've only got virtual friends. I have a live friend.
You don't. You do actually only have virtual friends. The only live ones are me and Kevin.
Right. Okay. I have 2 alive friends.
One of them Paige.
One of them is Payne's my friend.
Sounds worse for me.
And one of them, both of them I work with, so they have no choice of being my friend anyway. So
yeah. Maybe friend is a strong term. We'll refrain from using the word friend.
My wife's my friend.
That kind of goes without saying.
All I'm saying is when my daughter was born, my friends list doubled.
Clever.
Yeah.
Although you don't even know your daughter. Like she
She doesn't. She actually doesn't as well. She's really not interested in me. Oh man, we went for a photo.
You've got 2 friends and 1 like.
We went for a photo shoot today with the baby, and it was just tragic. Oh my word. She screamed and cried the whole time. She pooed before it. The second we got her changed into kind of her picture uniform clothes. I don't know.
Just got a fucking newborn in picture clothes.
No, she went in picture clothes. At the instant second she went in them picture clothes, sick everywhere, all the picture clothes. They were saying, oh, why don't you bring some props with you? So I was like, cool, I might bring my guitar. I'm big into guitar and music. She can sit on it or something. I don't know. She touched it and cried, and now every time after that she touches it and cries, and now she hates guitar.
Why the fuck do you take a guitar?
They told me to take something.
Props, like teddies or a blanket.
I don't have a teddy.
Fucking guitar.
Why would I have a teddy?
For the baby.
She doesn't know what a teddy is. So I was like, guitar, she can play guitar. I know what guitars are.
Should have given her like a favourite thing, like, I don't know, the fucking teeth of a milk bottle or something.
Can't just give her a
fucking nipple.
A nipple. She just took a nipple with me.
Take a fucking nipple with you.
Just a boob. No. That would be inappropriate. But yeah, she hated it. The photographer barely got any photos, and it cost money. Scooby-Doo. That was it. Don't know why I said that. So yeah, that happened today. That was rubbish. Oh, I didn't tell my story of the thing that really did my head in today. So I went shopping with Courtney, the wife, and the baby in the pram. I was pushing the pram. Courtney wanted me to look around some clothes shops because she thinks I need clothes and it's my birthday coming. I'm wearing clothes. I don't need clothes, but whatever. So she said, why don't we go in JD? And I said, why don't we don't? Because it's JD.
Fuck JD.
So we walked in there anyway, and we walked
Fuck
in.
the JD.
I walked in, instantly hated the music. It was doing my head in. It was that doof 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 music. It was just doing my head in. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to turn around, go straight back out of this place. It's doing me. As I walked out of the place, the barrier alarm things went off. And it went boop doop doop. I went, whatever, I'm not stopping. So I carried on walking. I've clearly not robbed anything. I've got a baby in my arms. Like, what am I going to rob? So I carried on walking. I walked around a shopping centre. It's kind of like a big shopping centre precinct type thing. I went to the lift to go to another floor because I had the pram. As I was stood there waiting for the lift, a member of staff from JD chased me, came up to me and said, we're going to have to ask you to come back. I was like, why? Because the alarm went off. I was like, but I've not got anything, look at me. What was I going to steal? One shoe. You're a shoe shop. You only display one shoe. I'm not going to steal anything. He said, I'm going to have to ask you to come back. I was like, right, fine, whatever. I'll come back. He said, can you just walk through barriers so they They go off or don't go off. So I walked up to the barriers. They didn't go off. I was like, you've clearly got broken barriers. He's like, yeah, we've got broken barriers. I was like, right, so why are you asking me to come back then? I was like, oh, I just kind of have to. Like, you don't just kind of have to. You call me a liar. So that wound me up. I hate being called a liar. He was essentially saying that I'd robbed things. I just did my head in. I already hate the shop a lot. He knew his barriers were broke, and then he still made me walk all the way back. I lost my place in the queue for the lift because there was a queue for the lift. It just did my head in. It was just one of them things, you know.
My daughter ripped her head back from Claire's. I knew she was robbing it before she walked out. I allowed it. I could be asked. There were people in there just happily getting babies this place, so I was like, fuck them.
Oh,
shit up.
I hate that.
Baby's clearly crying, not wanting it done. It's like, it'll be fine. I will look so good with an accessorised baby.
Oh,
bitch.
I can't even watch stuff like that.
No, it's like people, I don't know how people do it as a job and accept to do it. But yes, my daughter robbed something, and while that was going on, I was like, fucking wrong knobs.
You could probably get arrested for saying that on the line. But, oh well.
I said when, where, or if it was actually true.
No. Probably not true. Or is it?
Definitely true.
Yeah. So, in the words of Rastamouth himself, your daughter is a thief.
Yeah, I think it's a good time that I start running away before it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of everything, to be honest. There was a couple of other subjects that I was going to chat about, but to be fair,
this concludes Reese's Confessions.
This concludes therapy with Reese.
Therapy for Reese.
Therapy for Reese. Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe. The Discord's in the description. Facebook is on Facebook because that's where Facebook lives. We have an Instagram. Blah 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 blah. I actually wrote blah 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 blah.
A few moments later.
We're thinking of releasing one of these every other week when we can be bothered, but let us know if you want some more of these. If you hated it, tell us so we don't keep filming them.
We just ramble.
Yeah. If you hate our videos, tell us because they're a lot of effort.
Yeah, it'd be good to know what you hate.
Just feedback. Just
is
it me?
This is
you
weird.
don't like me?
This is a weird
I don't
thing.
like me.
This is a weird thing. So, when doing things like market research, when you have a shop, you always want to know what people like about your shop.
Yeah.
What I want to actually know is what people fucking hate.
Yeah.
Because it can change it.
Tell us.
But it sounds so negative saying, what do you not like about the shop? Or what do you hate about the shop?
Something you hate about the shop or the channel or just us, just tell us so we can change it.
Yes, I would much rather be able to change it rather like the good things, like people like they like the fish collection. I fucking like it too. Great. I try to make it good.
Mm.
Like they like the rabbits. So do I. Like everyone always says the things that I like and the things that we actually are good at.
I know the barracudas.
I would like to know what people think we are shit at.
What are we not good at? This isn't a position for other shops locally to just start slagging us off, although we know you like doing that anyway. Thank you.
Next time.
Till next time. Hi Reese. Reese nearly tripped over the cable. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. We will see you next time.